Thank you for that lovely time together in meditation, Sangha. As we did our sharing this morning, our check-in, I was what word do I want to use? I was intrigued is a good word by Thay observation over the weekend of the difference between those of an ethic of a cultural awareness of Buddhism versus the Western Buddhists. And it brings to mind something that I was reading the other day, which helped me to expand some ideas that I had about
the volume switch. It should go back on, doesn't it?
About our practice. And so in the Mahayana lineage of our practice, Kozen has spoken many times, as I have as well, about the three main bases or supports of our Mahayana practice, which is our meditation and mindfulness practice through living, our metta and compassion practices through our actions. And then there was always the word devotion. And devotion, I've had my students ask me, what is this devotion stuff? And I think I've given an explanation that's sort of adequate, but this article that I read elongated for me the thought of what devotion really means, and they added the word cultivation. And cultivation expands that idea of devotion. Now, I understand why we do what we do. Some of it we've adopted from cultural parts of Buddhism that we've become associated with. But every country that was exposed to the Buddhist philosophy changed it a little bit or adopted some cultivations or devotions to the practice that match their cultural awareness. Now we've got Sean here, who is culturally, nationally a Vietnamese. Yet, if I'm guessing right, Sean, most of your growing up and experiences are in the Western world. And so when we adopt a culture and when we adopt an understanding of our culture, then devotion becomes a question for us. So the cultural people that came in, that did the bows and brought the gifts and all that's part of their culture. And what's part of our Western culture? It's questionable. Our Western culture is a melting pot. That's what we refer to ourselves as. United States, is that we're a melting pot of so many different cultures. And so what becomes the cultivation? The cultivation becomes, I think, our practice. When we adopt things to our own personal practice and to our group practices that are meaningful and that resonate, then we begin to have our own things. So in my temple, I have mostly Western people that come to my temple. And I began to think, I don't really address the issues of what do you do when you come to your pad and your pillow? Do you do the bow? Do you do the honor? And then do you do the bow to the congregation to honor and show respect to them? That's a cultural diversity that I've seen done in other practices, but I kind of like it. And so I want to teach that in my temple, that there is a respect to the pillow and the pad. And there's so many other little things that come up. We're not real big on the sing-songy chants, but me being a musical person, I like that. I like it. And so I want to somehow adopt that. In my prison ministry, we started singing some of the Thich Nhat Hanh little ditty songs, if you will, if you've heard any of them. You can imagine in my previous, when I had 30 or 40 guys standing in a big circle, holding hands and singing, we are all the leaves of one tree. You would think, this is so childish, a little song like this. However, they loved it. That gave them an opportunity to cultivate the practice that we had. And so as we look at the different cultures and we experience them as we go to different temples, we don't necessarily have to say this one is right and this one is wrong, or I like this one, I don't like that one. Just simply look at them as they're an attempt at a cultivation of our practice. And so this devotion, this other basis of our Mahayana practice, is this cultivation of our own practice, and through the Sangha supports that practice. Thank you. Those are my thoughts this morning. Well-wishing prayer. May the suffering ones be suffering free, and the fear-struck fearless be. May the grieving shed all grief, and the sick find health relief. Thay Kozan, any thoughts or words from you before we close our session this morning?
It was lovely to hear your talk this morning, Thay. Thank you. Good job. Most wonderful job. That's it.
Thank you, Thay. Anything from anybody else? Questions or anything? Seeing no hands raised, Sean, would you be able to take us to our close with the offering of merit?
Okay. Offering of merit. May the merit of this penetrate in each thing in all places, so that we and every sentient being together can realize the Buddha's way. All Buddhas throughout space and time, all Bodhisattvas, Mahasattvas, wisdom beyond wisdom, Maha Prajna Paramita. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sammasambuddhassa.
Beautiful. Nice to have you back, Sean. Nice to see you all this morning. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Enjoy your coolness up in the Northwest, as we will enjoy our sweatiness here in Texas. Have a great day, everybody.